showcase, you're looking at a whole lot of colors here, a whole lot of Spectraflame. Looks like a candy shop almost, because we have all of the most of the Super Treasure Hunts of 2018 and 2019 in front of us. I went ahead and threw all of the 2018 Supers in this little showcase today. We're not going to go through them. There were a few highlights from last year. We had the Skyline, which I thought was a collector favorite. I think that one won the Lamley Awards. Lamborghini, Audi RS6. Actually, I think the Audi one. I'll have to go back and review that. We'll do that when we do the Lamley Awards. There were some Supers that were not as big a hits with collectors, like the Fiat, maybe the Mustang, although I thought they were nice Supers, just maybe not, didn't generate the excitement that maybe some of these other did. But the fact of the matter is, Hot Wheels releases 15 mixes a year. They pick one model in each mix. They put real riders on it, change the paint to Spectraflame, maybe add a little bit more detail, not always, and call it a Super Treasure Hunt. They put a TH there on the side, and that is what they do, and we as collectors go nuts for them. Enough that some decide, I'm going to spend my whole evening looking for them, or my whole morning, or all night if I want. Other times it creates, for someone like me, that day you walk into a store and there is one hanging, and the excitement of finding one. I think I've come across Supers 3 times this year in stores, and that was super, super exciting. It's just a fun little thing. It's become a definitive part of collecting Hot Wheels, and if you want to collect all the Supers like I do. I also get a lot of these from Mattel, so I can show them to you, and it's always fun to see them together, and that is what we're going to do for 2019. We'll get right to it. We'll start with the A case. You can obviously see there are some gaps here. We will fill those as we go because I have the last 2 of 2019 plus 2 that I haven't opened yet. So we're going to do all that today. And then we'll review the P and the Q case. Now, the Lamley Awards are coming. That's the next time I'll be featuring all these Supers. That's when you get to vote for the best and worst Super Treasure Hunt. We'll do that as we get closer to the end of the year. Basics are obviously closing out in the next month or two. But once Premium does and RLC, then we'll get to all of them. So stay tuned for that. But you can start thinking about what your favorites are and what ones you don't like at all or whatever. A case was the Honda Civic EF 1990, right, in Gretty Deco. We saw new colors introduced to Super Treasure Hunts. Typically, it was only the colors they could do, like if you look at 2019, reds, pinks, greens, gold for that matter. But they've introduced some new colors like white. We got to see this, I don't know if you could call it Spectraflame, but this pearl white that was added to this Gretty Honda Civic. And I like that they've been able to introduce some new colors because I think this is one of the most colorful batches we have seen so far once we put them all together. I thought the Honda Civic was nice. There's so much that goes into how we like Super. Sometimes it's a casting we like. In this case, I really do dig the Honda. Other times, it's just really well done. It's just a really nice upgrade from the standard deco. Other times, it's just all of the above. I think the Skyline from the B case is definitely a case of that. We saw, I think the stripe was an addition, or maybe it was just the additional deco, the additional TH on the hood with J. Lou, our friend J. Lou from Hot Wheels Marketing, who's a big, big advocate for collectors. The R34 was a definite hit. I think I pulled that one from a Kmart case, right? The C case saw the Corvette Grand Sport. In yellow was the basic. Gold is the Super Treasure Hunt. I found this one at a small Kroger store, the Kroger equivalent here in the rural areas of my area. Pulled this one from a shipper, which was exciting. This is one that I like the casting. I don't love the casting only because it's not a car that gets me too excited. But the Super is just beautiful in the Spectraflame Gold with the Goodyear tires on it. Just a really, really cool upgrade. And that makes me think that's one of the best Supers of the year, just based on looks. All right, that was the C case, the D case. And I believe I have these in order. I hope I have them in the order. First time we've seen these real riders on a Super Treasure Hunt. These are the TE27s, I think? On a VW, which makes perfect sense. 1552 is the brand of the wheel, right? And they did the special version, which this was an obvious, the T2 pickup was an obvious choice because it's an instant hit and an obvious choice to be a Super Treasure Hunt. And I really, really like this one in its retro 70s colors and the Fuchs style TE27. I think I've got that right. Wheels. Another one that I think will be up there as a favorite among collectors. The most controversial Super of the year, E-Case Super, was the DeLorean, only it's the Back to the Future hover mode DeLorean. This one doesn't have Spectre Flame paint on it. In fact, this one doesn't have any paint at all. The regular version was gray with all the details from the hover mode DeLorean from Back to the Future. This Super, the only way you knew it was a Super was A, there was a TH. Where's that TH? Oh, right in front of the rear wheel or rear hover thing. And then the fact that it was unpainted. I bet a few people missed this Super, but who knows? I never found it. But yeah, this was essentially a Zamac. And some people didn't like, hey, that's not a Super, it doesn't have real riders. And it doesn't. The wheels on the bottom, because this one does roll, or were plastic wheels. But you know what? My opinion on that is, yes, it would be nice for it to have real riders, but it doesn't need them. It would be nice for it to have Spectre Flame paint, it doesn't need it. But ultimately, Hot Wheels can do what they want. They want to call it a Super? Guess what? It's a Super. And I don't think someone who came across it would say, nah, it doesn't have real riders, I'm leaving it. Just saying. All right, that was the E-Case. So the F-Case Super was this one. It is the Mazda Ripu. Another great choice. It could look, I don't care how it would look. I would be super excited about it. But in this case, it looks awesome. Watanabe rims in black. Sitting on this Spectre Flame blue. Lots of cool details. J-Lou's logo is here too. And there's some Easter eggs here. I'll let him describe some of these Easter eggs on this truck that honor some things in his life, which is kind of cool. And I always think that's neat when some of the Hot Wheels guys can do it, because they should do it. That was the Mazda Ripu. Next one. This one, I have to say, might be one of the coolest Supers they did this year. Some people love the Fox body, others don't. Some people think this casting is too big. I get all of that. But this color, I don't know if we've ever seen a Super Treasure Hunt like this one. This is the 92 Ford Mustang. We've seen it as a regular before in a very similar color. And now it's a Super Treasure Hunt, and I thought this was an amazing color. I love the chrome rims on it. I love all the details. They got additional deco on the hood, and that, what would you call this, aqua color, is just super, super cool. I actually got lucky with this one. Honda Civic 2, I found 3 in a bin in the middle of the day. Could not believe it. And it was pretty obvious it was a Super, and no one was going to miss that one. It just stood out sitting in that bin. I think I did a video on it. All right, after the Mustang, I think it was the Cougar. Was it the Corvette? I think it was the Cougar. Mercury Cougar was the next Super. Another one that I love this casting. I would only add it. This is one of the castings that I collect every version of the Cougar. I just think it's a really, really well done version of the Mercury Cougar. So I'm not big on flames, but I would have put this in the collection no matter what, even if it was the basic. But this is one that it's upgraded Super Treasure Hunt. It was it's a dark green, right? Kind of a forest green. But now this one, this Super with that Spectre Flame forest green on it is just super, super cool, especially sitting on the dark gray 5-spoke Real Riders. So one of those that it's purely the casting choice is great, but the upgrade, like the Mustang, is just awesome. They upgrade to the Spectre Flame paint. The recolor, by the way, in the is it the Q case, is super cool. If you haven't seen that yet, you definitely should. All right, so that means another really, really cool upgraded Super Treasure Hunt. This is the '69 Corvette Racer, right? Topless. And I think this one, I don't know, I think it did have the deco, the gumball deco on the hood, just like I think the regular version does. I'd have to look at it. But this one, a Spectre Flame Red Super Treasure Hunt, is always going to be a treat. And this one looks so cool in this really satiny red color, sitting on, I guess you'd call those gold, but maybe yellow or I don't know what color. Watanabe style, Trans Am style Real Riders. I really dig this one, and actually goes really well with the car culture version that was put out because it's detailed so well, and really cool gumball deco. All right, we are at our first gap, and I'm going to fill it with the KK Super, one that I haven't opened. This is one that I did not get from Mattel. It's actually from my friend Kevork. He and I worked out a trade, and he sent me the Dodge Challenger SRT Demon. Dodge Demon was a hit from when it was first released. last year, and of course it was going to be a hit as a super treasure hunt this year. And just based on the response from collectors, the color, the wheels, everything, this one is a strong contender to win the Lamley Award's Best Super of the Year. But we will see. There's some other strong contenders as well. Might as well open this thing up. Let's do it. There's the symbol. Let's put that over here. And here is the car. And this one is super cool. TH on the trunk, Spectre Flame Red, which is always sharp. Kind of nice to put it next to that Corvette here in a second. I do like these are old school Real Riders. One of the first Real Riders done, at least in this treasure hunt era. And these, when they didn't have any choice with the Real Riders, these just didn't work, like on Pikes Peak Celicas and such. But on the Demon, they look fantastic. Treaded Real Riders. Big hit. I think this one is fantastic, and it is nice to finally put it and fill the gap. Looks good next to the Corvette. Another gap. Kevork also helped me with this one. It is the L-Case Super, the only unlicensed Super of 2019. It is the Street Creeper. They got to throw us one of these, I guess. And again, there's others I would have probably chosen to be the Super, but it wouldn't mean that if I came across it that I'd leave it. Because it's actually a cool, very creative casting. And as far as Supers go, it's really well done. The upgrades. Should we open it? Symbol once again. And here is this gold beauty. You know, I didn't notice, the webbing looks really cool. I have no idea if the webbing is on the regular. I'm assuming it is. But this one actually looks really cool with the Spectre Flame gray color. This color, I think we're going to see on the first Super of 2020, the Nissan Skyline. I think that color looks similar. Oh, we can look in a second, actually. But 5-spoke Real Riders, always cool. Treaded Real Riders looks cool in the gold. TH on the hood, or on the roof. We can probably put these together because this is what Mattel sent me for the A-Case preview when that happens. And the colors do look very, very similar. So if you have the Street Creeper, you can kind of tell what the color is on the upcoming Skyline. All right, we have filled that one in. Only a couple more to go, which means we get to the L-Case Super, which is the Lamborghini Aventador J. This one came from Wheel Collectors. If you remember, they pulled it out of an M case, which was kind of interesting. No, this is the L-Case Super, right? This is the M-Case Super is the Lamborghini Aventador J, sorry. Black Real Riders, 5-spoke Real Riders looks really cool. I've said this about this casting. The Lamborghini Veneno as well. Really don't dig the car. It's a little out of control. But I dig the casting because it's really well done. And I definitely dig this Super Treasure Hunt. It looks really good. In Spectre Flame Orange, another color new color that they've introduced that I think looks really, really good. N-Case Super is the Tesla Model S. In Spectre Flame Blue, sitting on dark GT-style Real Riders. This casting, so cool in so many ways. Sadly, it comes from the era of the upsloped, track-friendly chin. That's the only thing it's got against it because this looks really cool, and it's a really nice choice for the Super. We'll get to the last Super, but this is one of these. I mean, you can look at the Gretty deco. I really dig the plain Supers. The Audi RS6 from last year. I'm thinking of the Ford GT. We've seen a couple others. This one fits in that where it's just a small TH Acura NSX, I think. Small TH, and other than that, it has a very stock look. Stock color, stock design, I guess. Maybe not. The casting doesn't look stock at all, but stock colors. And I think that Tesla is really, really nice. That is the NK Super, which means we have two more. P and Q. You always skip O because it looks too much like 0. Same thing with I, looks too much like 1. So the PK Super and the QK Super. P and Q are out. That's why I am doing this showcase. Hobby dealers have both the P and the Q cases. I've heard of some stores here in the U.S. and also worldwide that have gotten both cases. So we're definitely showcasing these. And then I'll do P case highlight videos, and then Q case. But right now we're just going to already do the Super. That is the Morris Mini, is the PK Super. You can see that right there. These last two came from Mattel, by the way. Morris Mini is fantastic. The basic comes, I think, has the same decos, obviously sans the TH, and the Real Riders black. It's the black Steelies that I think this one sits on, which looks really cool, but the Super is really nice in those Aero style wheels in gold. Should we open it up? Okay, this thing is awesome. This is a big hit with collectors as well, this casting. It has been modified. You used to be able to open it. Now you can't, and it used to have a metal base. Now it doesn't. You used to be able to take the top off, actually, and just show the interior. And they had a roll cage I think you could even adjust. This has been a Super, I think, 2 other times. The Morris Mini, the last time was 2005, I think, is part of the... what anniversary was it? Maybe 10-year anniversary of Super Treasure Hunts. So this one is kind of cool to have the 3rd version. I have that one in yellow, and then there was one other Super Treasure Hunt. It was actually, those were both regular Treasure Hunts at the time, but that's all they did, so they were both regulars and Supers. Morris Mini is cool. Now, last Super of the year. Sometimes the last Super of the year is a little bit of a blah, blah. Other times it is a killer Super, like 2000, what was it, 14, when it was the Datsun 510 wagon. That was a great Super. I'm trying to think of some other ones that were the final Supers of the year, but that one was a huge hit. And the QK Super for this year, wow, wow, wow. It is the Porsche 911 GT3 RS, and this thing is awesome. I actually saw a purple GT3 RS the other day that looked exactly like the Super Treasure Hunt. I wasn't going to leave one on the person's hood, but they might want to look for this one. The regular version has the Trap 5 wheels, which I actually think looks pretty cool on this casting. But with the Spectre Flame Purple, which is another new color they can run with, this is just awesome. I want to see it in the package just one more time. And now I'm going to open it up. And it is a star. Another plain Super just like the Tesla. Headlights are part of the window, so you have the headlights in the front. I don't think you have... Well, you do have the Porsche logo on the hood. So they did put the Porsche logo on the hood, and then you have the GT3 RS, and then a very tiny, next to the Hot Wheels logo, you have the Super Treasure Hunt logo right there on the rear. And that's it. That is it. Just a really, really cool casting. What's the best Super of the year? I have no idea, but this one is going to be in this. It's just that purple. Just might be hard to beat. But I got time to make that decision. So do you. But there you go. All 15 Super Treasure Hunts. You guys tell me what you think. You want to tell me what your favorite is right now? Go for it. You might change your mind before the Lamley Awards. But these are cool. These are worth it. They're worth collecting. I know you got to pay a little bit if you don't find them. If you do find them, awesome. But if you don't, pick out those favorites you want. Yeah, they're always fun to see together. Thanks, guys, for watching. We've gone pretty long on this one, so we will cut it off right now. Pretty cool showcase. Tell me which ones is your favorite. Tell me which one's your most disappointing, and we'll go with that when the Lamley Awards happen here in a couple of months. Thanks, everybody. Bye.